Hello and welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Emma, behind the camera is Alex, and today we want to show you what you have to do when visiting Italy. My partner Alex and I have just completed a 2-month road trip around Italy, and we were completely blown away by what we found.
The more time I spend here, the more I'm in love with it. It is just so much perfection. If you like history, it's got it. If you like beaches, it's got it. If you like food, I mean, you're in Italy, you'll be able to find some food. Everything you want is here.
So in this video, we want to share with you our top 10 things that you must do when visiting Italy. First up is swimming in ancient ruins. Italy is packed full of beautiful beaches, and we especially loved those around the Puglia region in the southeast. The beaches in this region could definitely rival those in the Maldives. The water is incredibly clear and blue, and the beaches themselves are so clean. However, something that we were really blown away by were the Coves of Torre Cintola, which we stumbled upon completely by accident.
The more we've walked around here, just the crazier it is, and it has to be one of the best finds we've ever found on Travel Beans.
It is located just a 15-minute drive south of Monopoli, right alongside the coastal road, where you'll see the awesome ruins dotted around in the sand. This was definitely the most unique beach we've ever been to. Second on our list is the Italian Alps. We've driven around the European Alps a number of times over the years, and in our opinion, the Italian Alps are some of the best when it comes to scenery. Specifically Seceda, which is an incredibly unique peak that juts out on the side of what looks like the edge of the world, and the other peaks alongside it are equally, if not more impressive. This place looks like where the gods would live. It's completely out of this world and definitely one of the highlights of all of our trips to the Alps so far.
So majestic, so grand, so beautiful, like every superlative and more is deserving of this place.
Getting there is pretty easy. You just have to jump on the cable car in the town of ORTISEI, located in the beautiful region of South Tirol. You can either get a one-way ticket for €26 and hike back down, or a return for €34. Parking is another €8 for the day, but make sure to arrive early as there is limited space. Number 3 is to do a road trip. I think a lot of people are automatically put off driving in Italy due to a lot of negative stereotypes, but it's really not that bad. It's like anything else when visiting new places and new cultures, it's just different and takes some getting used to. The more you drive here and embrace those differences, the more fun you're gonna have. I personally loved driving in Italy. Yes, the drivers may seem a little bit impatient and will drive about an inch away from the back of you, but please don't take this as a sign of aggression, as I think it's just the norm here. One thing I will say is to go for a small car. We took our little Fiat 500 and it was perfect for the tiny narrow streets. This is especially important if you're planning on visiting some of the more off-the-beaten-path places or smaller villages, as the roads can get incredibly narrow. Also, be mindful of the toll roads. The fees can be pretty hefty, but there are always other route options if you don't want to pay them. Italy is an incredible place to travel by car, as there are so many hidden or out-of-the-way places that are well worth visiting, and it's great to be able to do it at your own pace. Something that is probably already on your list, but I'll say it anyway, is to eat everything. Italian food is loved the world over, and for good reason. You really can't go wrong with Italian food in general, and each region has its own specialties.
Oh my god.
What is it?
It's bloody Nutella.
A few of our top recommendations for food in Italy are the PUCCIA sandwich from Puglia, pizza in Naples, pastries in the Amalfi coast, limoncello in Salento, pesto in Liguria, and gelato absolutely anywhere by the sea. From our experience, the further away you go from the tourists, the better the food. So get off the beaten track and try everything. Leading on from eating is one of my favourite activities to do whilst in Italy. Cooking. Something I love to do when traveling is to try cooking local dishes using local ingredients, as it always tastes better than it does at home, and it really does make you feel immersed in the culture while you're there.
Welcome to Italian cooking with a non-Italian that doesn't know what she's doing but tries to do it.
Ingredients here are fresh and flavorful, and most recipes are fairly straightforward to follow. Get your hands dirty and try creating some of your favorite dishes. Some of our favorites included making homemade pizzas in a wood fire brick oven. Renting a place on AirBnB is a great option for this. Bruschetta, because I think Italian tomatoes and basil might actually be the best I've ever tried. Crostini are also a great little snack to have with an aperitivo and are very straightforward to make. And going back to those Italian tomatoes, a classic caprese salad is always a good option. And if you need a bit of extra help, try a cooking class on Airbnb or through a local tour company. Going to a local winery is another fantastic experience that every wine lover should try. You can usually do a tasting and buy it by the bottle, but the fun part is bringing your own and filling them up. We visited one while staying in the Liguria region of northwest Italy, and it was not what we expected. Having brought our own jugs to fill up, we got to taste the different wines on offer free of charge.
I've just found out they also do sparkling wine. We only have 2 jugs. How do we choose?
And then we're presented with these big wine vats with petrol pumps attached to them. It was such a unique experience and way more fun than buying it from the shops. Number 7 is to visit Italy's cities. Places like Verona, Venice, and Rome are famous for a reason. Each is packed with plenty to see and do. And there's also a bunch of information for these places that you can find online. But there are also a number of other cities that are far less popular amongst foreign tourists, yet equally as interesting and steeped in history.
I mean, you could argue a lot of the towns and cities kind of merge together and that they're all old and they're all beautiful. But I think they all have their own uniqueness about them, and they're all quite distinct in their own way.
2 that we would highly recommend visiting are Lecce and Matera. Lecce is located in the southeast and would be a fantastic base for exploring the Puglia region, which by now you probably know that we highly recommend doing. And Matera is located just north of Puglia in the Basilicata region and is a truly ancient city with evidence of humans living there as early as 7000 BC. Following on from Italy's cities, the now uninhabited yet well-preserved ancient city of Pompeii is well worth a special mention on this list. A place frozen in time following the eruption of Vesuvius in 79 AD. This place has to be seen to be believed. This site is so well preserved that even the graffiti on the streets is still intact, and everywhere you walk inside these ancient walls, you can spot the dominating peak of Vesuvius looking down on you.
This is one of those places that you just simply cannot skip when you're in this area. Like the Taj Mahal in India, like the Colosseum in Rome. Yes, it's busy and yes, it's popular, but you cannot skip it. And everywhere you go around this area of Italy, you see Mount Vesuvius looking down on you.
And if you're feeling brave, it is possible to climb Mount Vesuvius itself, which is the only active volcano on mainland Europe. Visit lesser-known villages and towns, either for day trips or to get a true feel for village life by staying in them. It is so easy to get off the beaten track in Italy and to get away from the crowds, especially if you have access to a car. To be honest, you couldn't go far wrong picking a place on the map completely at random and going there. For example, we stayed in the mountainside town of Tivania, and it turned out to be one of our favourite experiences in our entire time in Italy.
I am in shock that I just made this. Is it impossible to make bad pizza in Italy? Is that what this is?
And for number 10, we want to encourage you to try out a range of accommodation options when you visit Italy for a more well-rounded experience.
When you're in a hotel, pretty much everything is done for you, which can be really nice. But also, if you're renting your own place, you're probably going to be shopping at local markets, cooking with local ingredients, and kind of watching village life go on around you.
To feel immersed, try staying in a townhouse or apartment in the heart of the old town. For peace and quiet and plenty of space, try renting your own villa away from the cities. There are so many of these to choose from around Italy. And for something completely unique, we recommend staying in a trullo, which is a traditional Italian tiny home only found in the Puglia region in the southeast. We hope this list has given you some ideas as to how to make your trip to Italy an incredible one. Be sure to check out our Italy road trip series for more in-depth videos on the things mentioned in this list, amongst others. And if there's anything you think should have made it to the list, leave it in the comments down below. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.